Hello everyone, welcome to my channel DGE Learning. I hope you all are good and safe at home. आज मैं आपके लिए पेपर 1 दैट इज चाइल्डहुड एंड ग्रोइंग अप की जो यूनिट 4 है एडोलेसेंस अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड गाइडेंस उसके नोट्स लेकर के आई हूँ। पेपर 1 के यूनिट 1, 2 एंड 3 के नोट्स मैं आपको ऑलरेडी दे चुकी हूँ। आज मैं यूनिट 4 के नोट्स लेके आई हूँ। ओके, सो लेट अस स्टार्ट। एडोलेसेंस. Adolescence is commonly defined as the stage of life that begins at the onset of puberty when sexual maturity or the ability to reproduce is attained. It has been regarded as a period of rapid change both biologically and psychologically. Though the physical changes that takes place during the stage are universal, the social and psychological dimensions of the adolescent experiences depend on the cultural context. For example, in cultures in cultures where the adolescent years are viewed as problematic and confusing, the adolescent will have very different experiences from someone who is in a culture where adolescent years are viewed as beginning of adult behavior and therefore undertaking responsible tasks. Although most societies have at least a brief period of adolescence, it is not universal across cultures. I am just reading it for you, okay? Next comes to the three main stages of adolescence can be discerned as. First is the early adolescence, that is from 9 to 13 years, characterized by a spurt of growth and the development of secondary sexual characteristics. Second is the mid adolescence, that is from 14 to 15 years. This stage is distinguished by the development of a separate identity from parents, of new relationship with peer groups and the opposite sex, and of experimentation. And now the third stage is the late adolescence, that is from 16 to 19 years. At this stage, adolescents have fully developed physical characteristics similar to adults and have formed a distinct identity and have well formed opinions and ideas. Okay, so this was for the late adolescence. The interrelatedness of the various aspects of development of the personality of adolescence may be illustrated as under. WHO defines adolescence both in terms of age, spanning the ages between 10 and 19 years, and in terms of a phase of life marked by a special attributes. These attributes includes: first point, rapid physical growth and development. Second, physical, social, and psychological maturity, but not all the same time. Third is the sexual maturity and the onset of social activity. Fourth is the experimentation. Fifth is the development of adult mental process and adult identity. And the last is the transmission from total socio-economic dependence to relative independence. Next comes to the physical development. At the adolescent stage, marked changes takes place in the following domain: height and weight, bodily proportion, change in voice, increase in motor performance, sexual changes. Next topic is educational implications of physical growth and development. A program of physical growth and development is not confined to the playground but should pervade the classroom and in fact the entire school program. Physical development in the classroom may take the following forms. First point is direct instruction in placing the necessity of having a good physique may be given. Second, suggestions regarding the maintenance of good health are very helpful. Third, emphasis on right posture should be laid. Fourth, provision of good sitting and lighting arrangements in the class, thereby impressing upon them the importance of studying under healthy surroundings should be made. Fifth, providing ample opportunities to the children for physical activity should be given its due importance. And the last point is sixth point is physical exercise for any child should be compulsory in the school. Three more points are there. Sixth Vartana. Now comes to the seventh point. Various activities promoting physical development should be well planned and children should be encouraged to take part in these activities. Next is, at this stage students also have sexual development. It is necessary for us to impart them sex education. And the last point is teachers should be conversant with norms of motor development of the child. Okay, now comes to the cognitive development. Next comes to the cognitive development. Mental or intellectual development implies the growth and development of those abilities and capacities of the adolescent that enable them to adjust their behavior to the ever-changing environmental conditioning. Cognitive abilities includes abilities like sensation, perception, imagination, memory, reasoning, understanding, generalization, interpretation, problem solving, and decision making, etc. In fact, most parts of the school programs relax them to mental development. The adolescent learns to give reason and seek answer to how and a why of everything rationally and scientifically. It will be how and why. How and why of everything rationally and scientifically. Power of critical thinking and observation is much developed. They are more creative and inquisitive. They are almost critical of everything. They develop a lot of imagination. This becomes the beginning of the artist, inventor, philosopher, poet, and writer, etc. in the adolescent. Next comes to the social development. Educators have defined social development in a number of ways. E.B. Harlock thinks social development means the attaining of maturity in social relationship. H.E. Garrett states socialization or social development is the process whereby the biological individual is converted into a human person. Thus, social development refers to the process of development by which a child acquires the necessary attitudes, skills, and values that makes him an acceptable member of the group to which he belongs. Next comes to the characteristics of social development during adolescence. First point, adolescence is marked with too much sex consciousness resulting in sexual social relationship. Second, during adolescence, loyalty becomes very much pronounced, and adolescents are in a mood to sacrifice their selfish interest for the greater cause of the group, society, and nation. Third point, adolescent stage is often marked with increased friendly relationship. Fourth, emotional behavior of the adolescents dominates his social characteristics and qualities. Fifth, there is too much diversity in the adolescent regarding their social interest. Next comes to the role of the school in the social development and satisfaction of the social needs of the adolescents. The function of the school has considerably changed in the rapid changing civilization. The traditional function of imparting the basic skills of the 3 R's is now no longer considered to be adequate to meet the present challenge. The present day school has also to perform some of the functions of the family. It may develop certain desirable social habits. It is through co-curricular and extracurricular activities that the task of social development can be achieved more successfully. It is only the sympathetic understanding and sincere desire of the teacher to act positively in the un, uh, unprejudicial manner that can help. Next is the class and the process of socialization. Class provides innumerable opportunities to the adolescents to move and mix with other groups. The teachers are expected to be vigilant to ensure that students do not think in terms of untouchability, caste distinction, and other prejudice. Next point is role of the teacher in social development of the adolescent. A teacher can play a vital role in the social development of adolescent under his charge. He exerts a great influence upon the development of the personality of the adolescent. Following are the important suggestions for the social development of the adolescent. First point. First point. Adolescent may be taken from time to time to public places like museums, courts, and places of historical importance, etc., to observe social interaction. Second point. People engaged in different economic activities or vacations may be invited to school for giving a description of what they do and how useful their work is to the nation. This will enable the adolescent to be acquainted with those around them in the society. Third point, adolescents should be acquainted with the social events like the celebration of the birthdays of leaders. Fourth point, the social program should be full of numerous co-curricular and curricular activities in which adolescents meet, cooperate, and learn from each other's personality. Fifth point, stories depicting self sacrifices made by great men for the cause of general good may be told to adolescents so that they are motivated to rise above petty gains and work for the betterment of the humanity. Next comes to the emotional development. Emotional development is one of the major aspects of the adolescent growth and development. Not only adolescent physical growth and development is linked with the emotional makeup, but his aesthetic, intellectual, moral, and social development is also controlled by his emotional development. To keep one's emotions under control and be able to conceal them is considered a mark of strong and balanced personality. Therefore, adolescents must be trained to control their emotions and achieve a mental balance and stability, which will lead to individual happiness and social efficiency. Next comes to the role of the school and the teacher in satisfying the needs of the emotional development of the adolescent. Following are the ways of meeting the needs of the adolescent. First point, providing equal treatment irrespective of consideration of wealth, status, or gender of the adolescent. Second point, using dynamic and progressive methods of teaching and learning. Third point, love and affection as the part of teacher to be made the basic of work. Fourth, balanced emotional behavior of the teacher himself. Fifth, creative and democratic classroom and school discipline. Sixth, healthy physical conditions in the school. Seventh, due regards to individual differences of the adolescent. 8. Due regards to individuality of the adolescent. 9. Adequate provision for a variety of co-curricular activities. 10. Provision of sex education. And 11. Rich and varied curricula. Now our next topic is the moral development. Moral development. By morality we mean conformity to the moral code of the social group. The term comes from the Latin word mores, meaning manners, customs, or folkways. To act in a moral way means to act in conformity to group standards of conduct. Morality also includes a sense of right or wrong behavior, which has to do with the conscience of the individual. Moral behavior is learned. Moral standards vary from group to group depending upon what has been accepted by the group as a socially approved behavior. True morality comes from within the individual. It is internal in nature and not imposed by external authority. Bawley and others are of the view that a person of moral character has the following qualities. First, they have the self control. Second, reliability. Third, persistence in action. Fourth, industrious. Fifth, feeling of responsibility. And sixth is the consciousness. Next point is role of the school environment. Behavior and norms adopted in the immediate environment influence the adolescent in shaping his moral behavior. It is very unfortunate that generally elders observe double standards of morality. We hardly practice what we preach. These double standards are observed by adolescents. It is therefore very essential that elders set high standards of morality. Next is the role of the teacher. It has been stressed again and again that nothing can be more helpful in molding the adolescent's moral behavior than the teacher's own conduct. A teacher has to set a high standard of moral behavior before the adolescent. Next comes to guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling help to recognize and understand about one's talents and abilities, helps to develop an optimistic outlook for removal of undesirable traits. It aids to develop resourcefulness and self-direction in adapting to changes in society. Next comes to the benefits of adolescence counseling. Adolescence is a very crucial period for physical, emotional, mental, and social well being and development. As children grow and reach the adolescence phase or teenage, the brain goes through significant developmental changes that create behavioral patterns and neural pathways that will last until later in life. However, since the brains are still developing, not only are the adolescents more open to positive influences of youth development, strategies, behavior modeling, emotional and social learning, but due to hormonal changes, they are also more susceptible to depression and sometimes likely to take reckless decisions which might have repercussions. Adolescents or teens more become more independent and they start forming new identities by trying different roles and behaviors. Puberty also occurs during the same phase and brings along with it many emotional and physical changes. Emotional highs and lows may persist, and these new behaviors can go beyond boundary, pushing and start causing strain in parent-teen relationship and can even cause anxiety or depression. These mental and physical changes underline the importance of meeting the emotional, physical, and mental health needs of the adolescent who are filled with queries and confusions. Counseling supports these growing kids with the mental and physical changes that they go through and can help provide them with a safe space to process their thoughts and emotions where they are treated with empathy, dignity, and respect. Each phase of a child's development brings specific challenges, but mental health conditions can make these challenges a lot harder. Every adolescent reacts differently to events in their life, which can be routine as moving to a new house or prolonged and traumatic, like the death of a loved one, natural disaster, getting built, parental divorce, or separation. Stress can be due to worrying over platonic or romantic relationships, disordered eating habits that can harm both physical health and self esteem of the individual, or indulging in substance abuse to push boundaries. The age and gender of the adolescent can also influence their resilience to life changes, as younger teens find an easier time adjusting to these changes, and genetics can also come to play a role, as some mental issues like bipolar might run in families. These challenges can cause difficulties at school, home, and with friends and family, and it is essential that these adolescents receive counseling and their thoughts and feelings are heard without criticism or judgment, ensuring it is a safe place where one can be honest about their struggles. Another important thing to remember is that having counseling or therapy does not mean one's crazy. At least one in every five, about 20% teens has mental health issue, and these issues need the correct treatment, much like how you would have taken consultation for a broken bone or sore throat. Different counseling methods such as individual, group, or family therapy can help deal with adolescent problems, where they will be approached as an expert on their life so that they feel comfortable and respected. It's also important to remember that teens can initially be awkward talking about their insecurities and troubles, so they must constantly be reassured that they will receive support and guidance. So this is the last topic of this unit. This was the unit 4 of the paper 1. नेक्स्ट वीडियो मैं आपके लिए लेके आऊंगी जिसमें यूनिट 5 होगा, जो हमारा लास्ट यूनिट है पेपर 1 का। उसके बाद फिर मैं पेपर 2 के नोट्स बनाना स्टार्ट करूंगी, ठीक है। इफ अगर इस वीडियो से आपको थोड़ी सी भी हेल्प मिलती हो तो प्लीज मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए और इस वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए और शेयर कीजिए विथ योर फ्रेंड्स। ओके, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग।